and welcome back to part 3 of our free training for agency owners, consultants, and service providers. My name is Milica, and in today's video we'll talk about how you can create a great client work management system and organize all the work you'll be doing for your client. If you haven't seen parts 1 and 2 of this training, I encourage you to go back and check them out first. Now, let's talk a bit why it's important to have a client work management system in place. A client work management system is meant to help teams organize work more efficiently and be more productive, by allowing them to plan workflows, track progress, manage tasks, and share what's needed with their clients. It should help you coordinate people and your work, as well as automate processes and cut tedious tasks, but most importantly, act as a centralized hub for both your team's and your clients' needs. Now, let's quickly go over some of the main benefits. A good work management system instills trust and increases transparency by putting every project, goal, and task out into the open and keeping clients informed of your progress at all times. Everything you're working on is easily accessible by the client, avoiding miscommunication between them and the team. It also helps you precisely outline your monthly or yearly goals along with your clients and then define projects and tasks based on those goals. You and your team can efficiently work on achieving the set objectives and add new projects and tasks as you complete or adjust those same goals. Finally, it allows you to keep all of your resources, accounts, and assets in a single place without going back and forth between different tools. This ensures you don't waste time on searching for a file or account information and allows you to get more done and achieve goals faster. So, with that in mind, what will you learn in part 3 of this training? We will show you how to build a custom work management system, define the structure of your client system, add goals and define projects for your clients, organize and manage tasks and employees, track the progress of your tasks, share the system with your clients, and organize all of it in one place, that is Infinity. And, without wasting too much time, let's go to our client work management board. Again, if you haven't seen part 2 of this training, I encourage you to go back, as this is where we talked about how to best create separate boards for your clients, as well as the first 2 folders of this board, Introduction and Client Onboarding. So, you've closed the client and onboarded them. Now what's left to do is the actual work. Which might be the hardest part, right? Well, if you organize yourself properly, not necessarily. Here in Infinity, we like to classify everything we do in different folders and write down absolutely all the work that we do, from goals to resources. That's how we created the system as well. So, what we have here are the following folders: goals, projects, tasks, archive, resources, accounts, and assets. Whenever you start working with someone, you'll first need to set your goals, whether they be on a monthly, quarterly, or yearly basis. Obviously, you'll work on achieving them in a certain period of time. In Infinity, you can add the start and end dates to all your goals, as well as change their status in just a click, or connect them to projects that you'll be working on. You can also calculate the necessary metrics with formulas, or add descriptions so that everyone knows more about each goal. In short, with all the goals organized in a single place, you'll be able to track them regularly and later on analyze them to learn what could be improved. How you organize your goals is completely up to you. In this case, we chose to have 3 tabs. The first one gives us a simple overview of all the goals that we set. The second tab lets us see our goals on a timeline, making it easy to keep track of when you're supposed to complete a goal, while the third one displays goals grouped by goal status. Next up is the folder Projects. This is a pretty important one, as this is where you'll be organizing all of your projects that will help you complete the goals from the Goals folder. We have our project name description and project status, followed by the type of the project we'll be working on. For example, content, branding, website, and so on. Then we have the goals column, where we can see the goals connected to these projects, attachments and links for all the important data related to your projects, assignees, and the progress bar. And here's a pro tip. If you want your completed project to automatically disappear from the list, just filter out your projects by progress and say that you want to see items that have less than 100% on your list. Finally, we added effort and impact columns with our rating attribute to help us determine just how much effort and impact each project will take, that is, have. This can especially come in handy when you're prioritizing your work and projects and deciding what you should be working on first. Now, we come to the Tasks folder, where we have our projects divided into smaller tasks that we need to do over a period of time. The columns view is a great choice for organizing tasks because you can easily follow the status of the tasks as you and your team complete them. You can also drag and drop your tasks as they change their status from to do, to doing, to in review, and finally done. And in case you need to stop working on a certain task, you can move it to the blocked column. Aside from changing labels and drag and dropping your items, you can easily check off the subtasks on your list, adjust the progress bar as you move along with your tasks, attach necessary documents and files such as reports, content ideas, and so on, as well as leave comments and feedback for other team members. In the next three tabs, we filtered out the tasks according to assignees, Stefan, Militz, and Melissa, and grouped them by status so that each of the team members knows at all times what they're working on, without having to go through the All Tasks tab and dig around. Finally, in the last tab, we have only the tasks that carry the label Done, so that it's easier to know which ones you completed. As an alternative, you can also immediately drag your done tasks to the archive folder, where you'll still be able to access them if you need to, without them cluttering up your active tasks. Before we move on, let's talk a bit about how this system works. Here in Infinity, we usually sit down for a brainstorming session and together decide what we want our goals to be for the upcoming period. We try to be as realistic as we can because we want to achieve our objectives. Once our goals are set, we create a list of projects, that is, major initiatives that we'll have to do in order to achieve our goals. All the initiatives first get the label idea. What we do then is decide how much effort it would take the entire team to complete an initiative and then rate the impact it would have on achieving our goal. You can create a score column using the formula attribute if you want a visual representation of the impact versus effort score. We try to always opt for the initiatives that will have the highest impact, but the ideal scenario is that they have a high impact and low effort. Once we pick the initiatives we'll be working on, they get a status approved. That's when we know that the team can start working on these initiatives. Next, we go to the Tasks folder and divide our big initiatives into smaller tasks. For example, if our initiative is create a version number 2 of our website, our tasks will be create a new design, write a copy for the website, develop the new website, and so on. We then add the necessary details to tasks and assign them to the right team members. That's when we can go back to the Projects folder and change the status of the initiative to in progress. As our team members complete their tasks, they'll update the progress bar and tick off subtasks until everything is done and the initiative is completed. What's also great is that all the links and images will be right here, accessible by everyone. Okay, so let's talk a bit about the remaining folders now. First up, Resources. This folder will act as a centralized hub for all of the work and educational documents you want your team to have access to, important company information, or any other materials you need for your projects. In the Resources folder, we like to add links to brainstorming sessions, onboarding books, and good reads that might be useful to everyone. Then, in the Accounts folder, you can keep all of your accounts, emails, and passwords. I love this folder myself as I can never remember which password I use where, especially when it's work-related. We have the following fields here: account name, email, password, link, and description, but you can decide if you need more or less of them. And if you're not really keen on your clients seeing this folder, head over to the folder settings and turn off folder sharing. That way, they'll see all the folders in the board except for this one. Finally, we come to the Assets folder, which will be your storage place for images, PDF files, animations, videos, and any other files you need for your projects and tasks. The Columns view is the best choice for this, as this is how you can see all media you add to the folder, and you can group the assets by, for example, type. This client work management system will help you and your team stay organized and complete tasks on time, ensuring that you retain your clients long term. The best part is that you can edit and adjust the system to your liking and needs, or update it as your priorities change and your team grows. With that said, we come to the end of our training for agency owners, consultants, and service providers. I hope these videos have helped you get a better idea of how to organize your sales, onboarding, and work management processes so that you can close, onboard, and retain more clients in the long run. You'll find the template right below the video, and if you have any questions related to this training or Infinity in general, feel free to contact us at team@startinfinity.com. And don't forget to stay tuned and join us for another training session in the future.